What's up guys, Jared here from Crawl TV. Today I'm going to give you probably the most honest review you've ever seen on my least favorite product that I've ever installed on the Jeep. Let's get started. Alright guys, so like I mentioned, I do have this product in my Jeep right now. I did find out about it on YouTube, but I'm here to share my honest opinion of the product and why I think it is so substandard. That will also dive me into a bit of an ethical conversation with you guys regarding other Jeep YouTube channels. Crawl TV is not excluded from this conversation, but this will help other channels who are maybe starting in the middle of or getting to the higher levels of YouTube, knowing what the causes and effects are of promoting products like this, because like I said, I found out about this from watching a YouTube video and I am the unsatisfied end user of such an agreement like that. So let's jump into it. I'll show you the product and here we go. Okay, so we're in the Jeep and this is the product that I would not recommend anybody purchase. This is the 10.1-inch Cycan Android touchscreen radio that we were convinced would be a great product for us because we watched another YouTube channel that showed this product being unboxed, being installed, and a review of it immediately without any kind of promise of longevity or anything like that. And it actually turned out to be somewhat of a nightmare for us. So I'll delve into why that is. Let's start by turning this thing on. First of all, the sound quality is absolutely terrible because I only get the sound bar and the speakers up front. The tweeters work, but the factory sub has never worked in this thing. The volume up button has never worked. Volume down works just fine, but I can't tell you how frustrated Grace has got in the passenger seat when she wants to play DJ while I'm driving and she can't turn the volume up unless I use my steering wheel key to turn the volume up myself. The upper left-hand corner of this is starting to, I guess you would call it, delaminate from the rest of the stereo. And the power button hasn't worked. A lot of these buttons on the left side of the screen haven't worked. I've got an iPod plugged in here for a demonstration. I tried to listen to music on this iPod a long time ago. There's an iPod app. You can do all this Android stuff, which I'm not a huge fan of because I'm an Apple user by trade. But if I click on iPod, for example, it'll pop up and before I can use it, the app closes right back down because the software on this thing is extremely glitchy. The screen has flickered back and forth a whole bunch of times, and during this last summer in Florida, it got extremely humid, as Florida does, and the screen fogged over and half of my touchscreen didn't work for about 4 months. Now, while I was dealing with that, I also had the sound completely disappear. There was no audio coming out of the stereo whatsoever. I unplugged it, I removed it, I plugged it back in, nothing, and then after 4 months of it not working and me driving around in silence, it finally started working again. The next thing I have a problem with is this clock. It's telling me that it's 6:37 on January 24th, when in fact it's 5:37 January 23rd. And even though I've reset the clock over a dozen times, it always resets to this factory Chinese standard time, which is incorrect, and for some reason it keeps resetting to it. So there's an issue there. Next is that the screen, the touch screen portion, has actually reverted a few times on me, where if I want to click on gallery here, I have to go over to calculator here because it's sensing the pushes on the wrong side of the screen. And then this last week, I was about to lose my mind because it was stuck on 94.9 radio station. Actually, up until yesterday, when I was planning on doing this video, it was only playing the radio and I couldn't change the station. But during that time, they were actually doing a $500 giveaway on the radio. So I kept trying to call in because I thought, hey, if I win $500 on the radio, at least it'll pay for a new one because I'm gonna throw this one right in the garbage can. So there's an issue with that. And then, like I mentioned, the factory sub hasn't worked. So I've gone over to the amplifier. I've got the bass all the way up, but not having that sub has made the sound quality super crummy. One thing that you kind of expect out of an aftermarket radio is improved sound, because that's its whole job. Like, I really don't need a calculator on my radio. I'd rather have the sound quality there, and it's much worse than the factory system. None of the navigation, none of the GPS, none of that stuff has ever actually worked properly for me. So I can go to Maps and it's just going to open Google, but I don't have an Android phone, so I have to basically create a hotspot on my phone constantly in order to play this, which uses data. It slows my phone down, and I don't really want to have to set up a hotspot every time I jump in the vehicle. So the satellite hasn't worked, navigation hasn't worked, and none of these apps work without internet connection, which I can only get in the parking lot right outside of my house with the Wi-Fi connected. Any of the live data features of this, like TPMS and car control settings, none of that has ever worked. And when I got in touch with the guys in China to try and get some fixes for this, I first was discussing my software issues. And what they recommended for the software glitches and everything was a software update that I had to download onto a thumb drive, plug into the stereo, and try and update it. That didn't fix it. And then when I told them about the buttons not working and the corner coming off, they told me that I would have to uninstall the radio, put my factory one back in, ship it back to China for $82, and then they would send me a new one that I would have to pay for shipping for, which would be another $82. So I could have risked $164 to get a new one of these to try and fix my problem, but I don't think that's good customer service when they offer a 1-year warranty. And I've only had this since April of last year, so I don't think that I should have that many problems with touchscreen, with software, with hardware, everything, sound quality, GPS, navigation, clock, blah. It shouldn't be that complicated, so I would rather go back to a user-friendly radio. I'd like to get maybe just a Mopar touchscreen stereo, but right now I'm just going to be reinstalling my factory stereo to fix this problem. And I'm going to go full office space on this thing because I absolutely hate it. I do not recommend it to anybody watching this video. So like I said, this is the #1 product I most regret ever installing in the Jeep, and this is where the ethical conversation comes into play, because I purchased this after watching a YouTube video that had almost 500,000 views, and the comments looked great, but it was an unboxing, installation, and immediate review of the product before it had been tried and tested for a while. And essentially what it looked like to me after rewatching it was more of a sales pitch than an honest review and giving the people the information that they need before they go out and purchase something like this, because I don't want any of my YouTube viewers to go out and spend their hard-earned money on something that's going to fail constantly like this has failed for me. So the ethical dilemma is this: YouTube is a great way to make a small amount of revenue, but you don't make your money through views. That's the misconception. You make your money through ads. You get paid by Google AdSense, and those ads play before, during, and after the video, and you have banners that pop up and stuff. But if you get people to sit down and watch these advertisements, that's how you make your money. But that's not the only way to make money on YouTube. The other way to make money on YouTube is through Amazon affiliates. So anything that can be purchased on Amazon can provide an affiliate link, and an Amazon affiliate account is essentially just a business account with a registered EIN, and then you can get a custom link that you can put in your video descriptions. So if somebody's watching your videos, you can direct them to your description, they can follow your links, and if they check out of their Amazon purchase cart within 24 hours, you get a small percentage, anywhere between 4 and 10% of that cart back in your pocket. It's almost like a sales commission. And that's how the people in China will advertise their products to you. So if you have a growing subscriber count, if you have growing number of views, essentially you are becoming a larger influencer in your community. And the people in China that work in the Guangzhou province that create all these crappy parts will email you and they'll say, "Dear, my name is Yo-Yo. I have said product. Here is link. Please let me know if you would like to get product for free and make great video recommending my product." What they're trying to do is use YouTubers as marketing, as salesmen for their products, because the more that they sell on Amazon, they will say you can use this product in your affiliate account to make money yourself. And they're trying to promote sales for themselves and for the YouTuber, but the end user is the one that suffers, because these products are all garbage. The light bar flew away, the headlights flickered, this radio freezes. The people that are actually buying products on Amazon from China are the ones that suffer the greatest consequences, because they're trusting these YouTube videos to be honest and accurate. But if you're giving a review right out of the box, you're not testing the product yourself. And I'm not saying that Crawl TV is the best YouTube channel in the world. I'm just saying that I try and be as honest as possible with you guys, because I don't want any of you guys to fall into the same trap that I fell into, which was believing a YouTube video and buying a product only to find out that it is total garbage. So anyways, that's the ethical dilemma. That's the insider knowledge that I have from YouTube. That's how a lot of YouTubers make money. It's not solely through YouTube. It doesn't, you know, rely on views themselves. It relies on advertisements. It relies on Amazon affiliates. And then, you know, you have merch sales and everything else that people make money on. But essentially, that's where I think the ethical dilemma is, because I think that the person that made the video that convinced me to buy this was making money on my Amazon click and not really concerned about what I had to deal with after purchasing this product and all the hoops I had to jump through dealing with China to get this thing fixed. And obviously that never really worked out. So let's jump into uninstalling this thing so I can get back to a happy life with a radio and aux cord, and, you know, something that will actually work with my factory sub, that's not going to freeze or glitch or fail on me. I'm not going to get stuck with one radio channel ever again. And then in the future, Grace and I will look for a replacement radio that will actually be reliable so that we can use it in this Jeep comfortably without having all these weird functionality issues like the volume knob not working and the screen coming off and the iPod not working and the clock being wrong and a day off. And oh my gosh, I just could go on forever about this thing. So that's the problem, and here is the fix. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video and why I would not recommend anybody purchase the Cycan 10.1-inch Android touchscreen for their Jeep. It is a finicky piece of garbage. It does not provide the sound quality, and as you guys saw, there are a lot of issues with it. So that is my honest feedback on this product. Let me know what you guys think, or what your worst product that you ever purchased for your Jeep was. I'd love to see it. Give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel Crawl TV, and like us on our other social media platforms such as Facebook and Instagram. Check out our website, crawltv.com. Head over to 7slotsociety.com if you guys are looking for decals. Check out our Patreon page, patreon.com/crawltv. And we will see you guys right here on the next episode, airing weekly on Crawl TV. Now, I gotta go. I'm gonna reinstall the 67 Designs mount up on the factory stereo system, and I'm going to give a little destruction test to this thing, so bear with me.